Today I'm going to talk about ego and what ego is and the ways that you can use ego for positive, but also the ways that ego can come out quite negatively that perhaps some of you didn't know about. To me, ego is obviously to do with being egotistical. It's your pride, being up yourself. There's that side of ego. But there's also this side of ego where ego likes to protect itself. And this often surfaces as things like self-doubt and worry and not feeling confident or low self-worth. This can also be related to ego. So if there's something that you've been longing to do and you know in your heart that you really want to do it, and it could be so amazing, and when you listen to your heart says yes, do it. But then these little thoughts of doubt start creeping in and worry. You feel like you can't do it and you don't feel confident in yourself. That's part of ego as well. That's your ego trying to protect itself. You don't have to listen to that. You don't have to not do something because of being fearful or doubtful when you know in your heart you can be great at that thing. You can actually step above your ego and say, okay, I understand why you're trying to protect me. I appreciate that, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway and take the risk. Feel those feelings of doubt and move through them and do it anyway. So to me, ego isn't just your egotistical side. It's not just your arrogant, competitive, up yourself. It's not just that side. It's not just the side of you, your pride. If you've been thinking about doing YouTube clips, but you're full of self-doubt, you're worrying what are people going to think, that is actually part of your ego mind. It's trying to protect itself. It's trying to protect your pride. You don't have to believe what your ego is telling you. You don't have to believe that self-doubt. You can say, thank you very much. I understand that you don't want me to make a fool of myself. You don't want me to get hurt. I understand, ego, that you're trying to protect me, but I'm going to do it anyway. And when you start overriding your ego, you'll actually be really surprised, because yes, it is a risk, and sometimes there's a reason why sometimes there's a legitimate reason why you're worrying or you're scared, and yes, it is a risk. But if you constantly live your life listening to your ego, then you won't ever be able to step up and become the greatest version of yourself. You won't be able to really do the things that deep down in your heart you really want to be doing, and you'll let ego win. And when you let ego win, you're not actually moving forward in an inspired direction. If you've been feeling inspired to do something, and in your heart you know you really want to do it, and you know that when you listen to your heart tells you you can do it, this is going to be amazing, and you fill up with excitement and joy. But then you start hearing these voices of self-doubt and feeling scared and anxious, and that is really your ego stepping in, trying to protect itself. When I listen to my heart, that's where the truth lies. That's where the truth is, not up here. It's in your heart. This is really what I've been doing in my life over the past few months. I've been really trying to catch myself and ask myself, am I really trying to protect myself, or is my ego trying to protect itself? And more often than not, it's actually my ego getting in the way. I catch my ego if I've helped somebody and I feel that deep feeling of I feel grateful that I've helped somebody, and I feel so much love and support when I've helped somebody else. But sometimes my ego mind comes into it, and it's like, oh, trying to validate me by what I've done, by saying things like, oh, now that person's going to like you more, and things like that. That's just my ego talking to me. And it's okay. It's okay to have your ego, and it's okay because actually your ego can really motivate you to do some great things. And it's okay to allow your ego to be fueled a bit. If you've done something good for someone else, that's good. It will help inspire you and make you want to do it more. But just be aware and don't let that be the reason that you're doing things. Don't let your ego be the reason for either doing something or not doing something. I hope that helps explain what ego is and how you can be really aware of when your ego is getting involved. You can use your ego for positive, but also you don't have to always listen to your ego and act on it. You can actually just thank it for being there and go ahead and do whatever it is you wanted to do anyway. If you want to connect with me, then add me as a friend on Facebook. It's Jackie Lane. Or subscribe to my website. It's www.peachyhealth.co.uk. I'll leave the links at the bottom in the description. I'd really love to connect with you, and please leave me any comments below. All right, thanks. Bye.